Ducati Monster. I hope you will like it and stay tuned, guys. I love her way more than my boyfriend, you know. Let's begin. Hello beautiful people! As you can see, I came to a nice place to make a review of this beauty because she deserves this landscape. So we are currently in Spain, Alicante, and I'm riding a Ducati Monster 600cc, or better if I say a 583cc with 51 horsepower. It has 2 cylinders. It's a short bike, small bike, so it's cool for short people, girls and boys. I am 1.71 m, so I think for a girl I'm more or less tall, so I feel very comfortable because I reach the floor. Though I gotta say, it's a nice bike for handling corners. The speed that you will feel comfortable on the bike, it's 130-140 kilometers an hour, because above that you will feel like the bike is a bit like shaky and wheezy because it's a naked bike and because it's a small bike too. I think when you have a bump on the highway, if you're on the highway or in any road, you will really feel that you get, you know, shaky, and that's really uncomfortable. Believe me, I've been going through that at the beginning with my bike a lot because I wasn't used to it. I was used to, you know, ride way more dirt bikes. So after that, I can tell you also that it's a really nice shape. When I mean shape, is that it's an Italian bike and they take a lot of care of aesthetic things about the bike. So it's a pretty sexy bike, nice curves, really comfortable to ride because of its low seat and because of 1,000 other things that in my opinion makes a huge difference between other bikes and this one. The thing I want to say is brakes. I would say that the front brake works way better than the rear brake. The rear brake is pretty shitty. I wouldn't trust it 100%, so I never use it. I always use the front brake. As you can see, it's a disc brake. I had to change many things on my bike that I will tell you later what it was, because I bought it secondhand and the former owner didn't really take care of it that much and he didn't use it for a year. So you can imagine, as a machine, you need to use it a lot to maintain it in a certain, in a certain way, and you have to take care of it. So, what else? Suspension is amazing because the front suspension is hydraulic fork, so it's really nice. So I have some troubles because it's a really low bike, and when you have these horrible bumps that we have in Spain to slow a bit your speed, then I can hit my downpipe, so it's a bit shitty. You have to be careful with that. When it comes to the engine, it's a smaller version of the Ducati 750 SS lump, so it's a really nice, in my opinion, a really nice bike. Noisy if you of course change the exhaust pipe, because if not, I don't really like it. Actually, I don't really like the original pipes. I don't like them. That's why I don't wear them. Okay? So yeah, as you can see, I wear a Ciaoo motor. I think it's around 700 euros, more or less, but I bought the bike with it and with the original one, so I have both, because for the MOT here in Spain you need the original ones, because these ones are too loud apparently. Okay, so once I said this, more technical things about the bike that you should take care of because it's a Ducati and because it's Italian and because you have to. It's electric cables, as you can see, electric cables everywhere, not protected very much. So if you live in a country where it pours rain, you need to take care of it. Try to not leave it outside. Try to protect it with something on. I don't know what you can put on, but put something on so the water doesn't get always on the cables, because then you will have issues. Issues like me, for example, even though here it doesn't rain that much, the former owner of the bike had 3 cables in the front part of the bike, which were almost completely broken. So each time I was moving my handlebars to one side, the bike just stopped working. Completely stopped. Imagine if you're taking a fucking roundabout and your bike stops in the fucking middle of the roundabout. So people look at you like, you don't know how to ride, girl? Yes, I know, but the bike had a problem and I didn't know, and I was a bit worried because I was like, oh shit, I just spent around 2 grand in a bike and it doesn't work when I'm turning. So that's a problem. So I fixed it. I saw that it was something related to the cables. So I don't really know what the former owner was doing with it, but yeah. So I had to replace some cables. Had to replace many light bulbs. I had to replace the power regulator, which is this. I don't know if you can see. Oh wait, I'm gonna try to be straight because guys, I don't want you to turn the screen. So this is the power regulator, and this didn't work. So like it didn't work. The problem was that the battery exploded. And because the battery exploded, it was smelling horrible. So if your battery gets too many volts because the power regulator doesn't work, then this will get too high heat. So it was like leaking a certain I don't know, liquid that was smelling really bad, and it was also like smoking. So I had to fix that. So change the battery, change the regulator, the power regulator. Another thing you have to take care of, apart from the cables, I would say it's the bolts. It's a bike that vibrates a lot, and you have to be always tightening up the bolts when you've used the bike, if you want to take care of it, of course. Had also problems with my rear brake. So at the real beginning, when I bought the bike, I was, you're testing a bit the bike, that you don't know the sensitivity of it. So I went to change my front wheel, another thing that I changed because it was completely cracked. So I changed that, and when I got it back, it was already changed, and I was going back home, it was literally on fire. Literally on fire. Because I'm going to explain you what happened was that here, as you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but this, which is the rear brake, was stuck in it. This bike, it's a nervous bike, and because it's a powerful bike, you don't necessarily feel that this is stuck in. Then this is going to be braking all the time. So the pistons were breaking all the time. So what happened was that the pistons melted, literally melted on the disc. So the disc was completely burnt and destroyed. Not even a possibility to get it back. Not even cleaning it, not even nothing. Forget it. New one. So the liquid rear brake went off, and because of the heat, it made a flame. So yeah, that's what happened. Literally, I was really lucky because when this happened, my rear wheel didn't get blocked or stuck, so I didn't have any accident, nothing. I just realized that my rear brake wasn't working anymore, and yeah, so I got home and I started to look up for a new disc, for a new brake, blah 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 blah, so I could change everything and make it work again. I also, of course, changed the spark plugs, the oil filter, and the cam belts. On Ducati Monster, you have to change it around 20,000 or 25,000 kilometers. Then aesthetical changes. I did the paint of the bike. It was yellow. I changed it, you know, with my favorite colors, so black, gray and blue. I changed the handlebars. I had normal handlebars, like the original Ducati ones more or less, but I didn't really like the position for riding the bike. I like it way lower, so I managed to find some clip-ons handlebars that actually are from Aprilia. Just was looking for a clip-on that had this diameter, so I found these ones for 30 bucks. Then I created these pieces here. This is not meant to be here, and I have to clean it, sorry guys. So I made this shape because normally this should go in here. As the original ones, you have like something up here and then the handlebar. So yeah, so I made this to be able to fit this in here and lock everything in place. I've been for a long time now with them, and they don't move. They were good, and I like it because it's way smaller. I changed the mirrors. I want to cut the sub chassis because I think the bike is too long with this plastic. I don't like this plastic. I don't know why they made it. I don't like it. They should have just, I don't know, just don't put it. So I will cut the sub chassis. I can't show you. I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, I want to cut it like around here, so it's under the light, and I want to remove this, make some, I want to adapt some blinkers, and or maybe I will just buy, you know, the rear brake light that has incorporated blinkers. I think that would be cool. Well, I changed this to it's a Rizoma one. Okay, I had some problems, like Mr. Duke with his bike here. As you can see, I still have it a bit. I have to change this sensor. It's the oil sensor. I just have to change it, buy a new one. It's leaking a bit. I fixed it with a kind of paste that can stand the heat, and it doesn't dissolve with the oil, which is pretty good, I think. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, thumbs up. If you didn't like it, thumbs up, and please subscribe for more videos.